Have you ever stopped, even for just a second, to ask yourself why some people seem to move through life with razor-sharp clarity, while others remain stuck in the same patterns, the same limits, the same internal stories that have been repeating for years? Take a deep breath and think about that right now, because maybe the difference isn't the money they have, but the way they reprogram their minds every single day. And I want to challenge you with a simple but extremely powerful question. Why do the rich never stop reprogramming their minds? What is it inside their mindset that makes every step seem more strategic, more intentional, more aligned with the life they want to build? Why do they treat the mind as their most valuable asset, far more valuable than any external investment? While most people wake up every day running the same old beliefs rooted in scarcity, limitation, childhood conditioning, beliefs that create an invisible ceiling, the rich live in a state of constant mental updating. They understand the mind is like software, and any software that isn't updated freezes, limits, blocks progress. But they don't wait for the system to crash. They update beforehand. They reprogram beforehand. They adjust their identity long before the external world requires them to change. This isn't coincidence, it's strategy. And this is exactly where the gap begins between those who grow and those who stay stuck. Have you ever noticed how people with an abundance mindset speak differently, move differently, make decisions differently? It's not arrogance, it's not luck, it's not privilege. It's continuous mental reprogramming. It's the ability to look inward and understand that every external shift only happens after an internal one. They don't let automatic thoughts drive their actions. They don't let outdated beliefs dictate their behavior. They don't let the past define their destiny. Instead, they observe, question, replace, and elevate their mental programming daily. And maybe this has already happened to you. That moment when you feel something bigger inside you wanting to emerge, while at the same time an inner voice tries to keep you exactly where you are, repeating old stories that no longer make sense. That's the battle between your current identity and the identity you're trying to build. And the rich, they don't run from that battle. They look straight at it. They consciously choose to reprogram their minds so that the new identity can exist. That's why they never stop. Because they know that when the mind stagnates, life stagnates too. Now tell me, how many times have you felt you could go further, but something inside you held you back? How many opportunities did you not take because deep down you didn't believe you were capable, or didn't believe it was your moment? How many decisions did you delay because your mind was still stuck in an old version of you? That's exactly where the power of mental reprogramming lives. It's about breaking old versions, installing new beliefs, updating your identity to match the abundance, prosperity, clarity, and expansion you say you want to experience. When you start realizing that your mind is literally the soil where every possibility of growth is born or dies, something inside you shifts quietly but deeply. Because this isn't just about hearing a message. It's about feeling it move inside you, like a new internal logic beginning to take shape. You start recognizing patterns you couldn't see before, patterns that sabotaged your decisions, your opportunities, even your emotional reactions in moments that could have changed your life. And once you see that, you understand mental reprogramming isn't a luxury. It's not something optional or superficial. It's the foundation for building any level of sustainable wealth, financial or emotional. And what's even more fascinating is that as your awareness expands, you begin to see that people who grow don't wait for life to change before changing their mentality. They change their mentality first. They make decisions based on the identity they're creating, not the identity their past left behind. That means you don't need more opportunities to start thinking like someone who expands. You need to start thinking like someone who expands to attract more opportunities. The mind creates the movement, and the movement creates the results. That's the fundamental difference between those who evolve and those who repeat cycles. A lot of people think mental reprogramming is just about positive thinking or repeating motivational sentences, but that's surface level. Real reprogramming happens when you confront the internal scripts that keep you stuck. When you realize most of your emotional reactions aren't even yours. They're just echoes of old conditioning you absorbed without questioning. You start noticing that many beliefs were never truly yours. They came from environments of scarcity, generational fears, emotional wounds, and experiences that shaped your mind at a time when you didn't have the strength to filter what entered you. And that's when it hits you. It makes no sense to build a new future with the mindset of your past. And when you start this deeper reprogramming process, you realize the mind responds to repetition, intention, focus, and awareness. The more aware you become of your thoughts, the more capable you are of choosing which ones deserve to stay and which ones must be replaced. And this replacement doesn't happen overnight. It happens like training, like a muscle built through consistency. That's why the rich never stop reprogramming their minds. They understand that the mindset that brought them here is not the mindset that will take them to the next level. The mind must evolve before life evolves. Identity must expand before reality expands. And maybe you're starting to feel that right now. This sensation that something new is emerging inside you, like a higher awareness pushing out what no longer belongs in your path. And that's powerful, because it means you're not just listening to this message, you're absorbing it. You're letting each word find space inside you to shift the way you think, the way you decide, the way you react, and the way you show up in your life. That's the real transformation. The silent but undeniable shift that starts in the mind and spreads into every area of your life. And the more you connect with this expansion, the more you realize nothing in your life changes until you change first. Life responds to your mental frequency, to your level of awareness, to the way you see yourself. If you see yourself as small, you attract situations that shrink you. If you see yourself as limited, you behave like someone who is limited. But when you start reprogramming your mind into an identity rooted in abundance, prosperity, worthiness, and expansion, something inside you aligns with opportunities that once felt too far out of reach. The truth is, you're not trapped in your old patterns, you're just familiar with them. And once you break that cycle, you become a new version of yourself. A version that thinks differently, feels differently, and creates differently. That's what builds a millionaire mindset. Not money, but the ability to think beyond what your past taught you. That's the part most people never understand, but once you do, everything changes. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, that alone says so much about you, your awareness, your willingness to grow, your readiness to reprogram your mind for something far bigger than what your past tried to convince you to settle for. So I want to ask you something simple but powerful. If this content touched you in any way, if it opened your mind, if it made you reflect on your own beliefs and patterns, then subscribe to the channel right now. Join this community of people who are choosing to break internal limits and build a new reality from a new identity. And make sure you hit the like button too, because that tells YouTube you value this type of message and helps this video reach more people who are ready to expand their consciousness. Your like literally pushes this transformation forward. And comment below to mark your commitment to this new phase. Type, "My mind is expanding." This reinforces the reprogramming happening inside you and creates a wave of positive energy for everyone who reads it. Now before you go, continue your journey. Your next video is already on the screen. Just click and step into the next level of your transformation. Let's move forward together.